Hey, this is John Bolger with Premier Guitar. I'm here with Parker Griggs of the band Radio Moscow. Parker, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, man.
Good to see you. Hey, let's start talking about this guitar. This is your number one for years now, right?
For live, yeah, and then in the studio I use a bunch of different stuff, but this is the one I take out on the road.
Cool, let's hear all about it.
It's just a newer Strat, an American Deluxe.
Like, what year is it? Do you know?
Right, 2013 or
Oh,
something.
really? Wow, man, you put
new.
some miles on it. Yeah. Yeah, okay, and is it stock or have you made any adjustments to it?
No, it's just stock. It's got that thing it's busted, but I don't mind. I think it sounds terrible with that pushed in. So.
That's great. What does that? That's right. I can't remember what those things do. Is it like a mid boost or something? But whatever it is,
Something. It just makes it sound bad.
That's great. So basically, stock American Standard. And what string gauges do you run on it?
Nines.
Nines?
They're good for the lead stuff.
Sure. And what brand?
Ernie Ball.
Ernie Ball, okay. And I like you keep in true rock and roll fashion. You've got the eye poker, like that.
Just laziness,
Yeah, it keeps it exciting. Never know if you're gonna blind somebody on a gig. That's great. Okay, so this is your number one road guitar, and in the studio you said you kind of switch it up with whatever fits the song.
Yeah, I got a lot of older like 50s and 60s electrics that I use for the recording, like Supros and Silvertones and Harmonies. And
neat.
Stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah, very cool.
They have a cool tone.
Well, speaking of vintage, your amps are really cool. Let's talk about this. What you got going? What madness you have back here?
Oh, well, this is a tube reverb unit. It's an Alamo.
Wow.
And then it's running up to the Gibson Titan.
So, okay, so the Alamo, I've never even seen one of those. Is that just some obscure company from back in the day?
Yeah, they were based out of San Antonio, Texas. And
oh, cool. Well, that makes sense, Alamo, okay.
They made pretty good amps. They were trying to compete with Fender, but then didn't make it. But
and this is, do you know what year that is?
I think it's a 64, 65.
Oh, very cool. Okay, so you're running into that, and that goes into this Gibson Titan.
Yep, and that's 67.
Wow.
And it's like a 4.6L6, so around 80 to 100 watts.
Wow. Yeah, and that is that more of your clean or dirty sound, or is it?
It's pretty clean. It's just really loud and lots of headroom.
Yeah, it seems very present. That's great. Okay, so that's your main. That's running into these two Marshall 412s.
Yep. Or actually, I'm just using the top one.
Using the top one. Okay.
And then that thing down here for the bottom.
Okay. Yeah. So Titan's running into this Marshall 412, and this is a backline 412 for today, right?
Yeah, we're borrowing it from Amplified Heat, who we're on the road with.
Oh, cool. And normally, do you run into a 412 or your own 412 or?
Yeah, I normally run that into. Like I got a Marshall 412 back home. And
like greenbacks or what speakers do you normally run?
I'm not sure what's in there.
Whatever came in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the old Jensens though. Usually the stuff.
Oh really? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so Gibson Titan into a Marshall, and then over here we've got a is that a Dan Electro?
A DS100.
Wow,
it was
cool.
Their biggest, loudest amp they made, and it's a 4.6L6 as well, so around 100 watts.
Wow, in that little head.
Yeah.
Huh. God, how cool.
That thing's great. It's got 6 10-inch speakers. They're Jensens. And
6 10-inch speakers in that. Wow. Okay.
It's kind of the same as 1485 Silvertone, but it's like the Danelectro.
Oh, okay.
Housed in the Danelectro style.
Yeah.